Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt your knees wobble just a bit more than they used to? Or maybe you've noticed that walking to the mailbox, which used to be nothing, now feels like a small challenge? And the strangest part is, you're still moving every day. You walk around the house, you run errands. You're not exactly sitting still. So why do your legs feel weaker and less stable with each passing year? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. A lot of people over 60 experience this slow, quiet decline in leg strength even when they're still active. It can be confusing and frustrating. You think, I'm doing my part, I'm walking every day. Why does it feel like I'm getting weaker instead of stronger? Well, today, we're going to talk about that. We're going to look at what's really going on with your legs, why walking alone might not be enough to keep them strong, and what you can do to take back control. Because your legs aren't just muscles, they're your independence. Ability to move freely, to travel, to enjoy time with your grandkids, to stay out of the hospital, to live the life you want. And that all starts with understanding why they're changing. Let's start with something that might surprise you. Just walking every day, while absolutely better than doing nothing, isn't always enough to maintain or rebuild leg strength. As we age, think of it like this. If you picked up the same weight every day, never heavier, never longer, your muscles would eventually get used to it. They'd stop adapting. That's exactly what happens when you walk the same distance, at the same pace, day after day. Your body adapts, and that's where the problem begins. You see, strength comes from challenge, not just movement. When we're younger, we challenge our bodies all the time. We run, climb stairs, squat down, carry heavy bags, chase after kids. But with age, life tends to slow down. The movements we do become more routine. We stop pushing our limits without even realizing it. And when we stop challenging our muscles, especially in the legs, they slowly start to shrink. This process is called sarcopenia. It begins as early as your 30s, but really speeds up after 60, and it's sneaky. You might not notice it for years. Until one day you realize you're struggling to stand from a low couch, or your legs feel shaky walking down the stairs, and here's the kicker. Walking alone doesn't work your legs the way they need to be worked. It doesn't strengthen the thighs, hamstrings, glutes, or calves in a meaningful way. It's mostly a cardio activity, a good one. Yes, but not enough to build strength. Another factor is posture. As we age, we often shift the way we move without even noticing. We might lean forward more. We shuffle our feet. We stop using the full motion of our legs because of fear, stiffness, or old habits. This changes how our muscles are engaged. So even while walking, you may be using your legs less than you think. It becomes more of a cautious movement than a powerful one. There's also the issue of balance. Many seniors instinctively avoid certain movements because they're afraid of falling, and understandably so. But when we stop bending our knees, fully stop stepping sideways, or avoid stairs, we stop using key muscles that protect us from falling in the first place. It's a vicious cycle. The less we use them, the weaker they get. The weaker they get, the more we avoid using them. And here's something people rarely talk about: sitting. Yes, even if you walk for 30 minutes a day, it doesn't cancel out the other 12 or more hours spent sitting. Long periods of sitting can cause your hip flexors to tighten, your glutes to switch off, and your circulation to slow down. So, when you finally stand up, your legs aren't exactly ready to perform. They're stiff, underused, and disengaged. But it's not all bad news. The truth is, you have far more control than you think. And it's never too late to make changes. Some people believe that once the legs weaken, there's no going back, but that's simply not true. Muscles can grow stronger at any age. There are studies showing people in their 80s and 90s improving their strength through simple, targeted exercises. One powerful way to begin reversing that weakness is by focusing on purposeful movement. That means movements that actually challenge the muscles, not just passively use them. For example, instead of just walking, try adding small hills or stairs. If you're inside, practice standing up from a chair without using your hands. Do it slowly. Do it mindfully. That one move, done daily, can work wonders for your thighs and hips. Another great habit is simply standing on one leg while brushing your teeth or washing dishes. It seems silly, but it forces your leg muscles to engage and helps improve balance too. Over time, your brain and muscles relearn how to work together, which is key for preventing falls and feeling stable on your feet. And here's one more thing most people overlook: hydration and nutrition. Your muscles rely on water and protein to stay active and strong. If you're not drinking enough water or eating enough protein, your body may have a hard time repairing or building muscle. And yet these are two things we can control right now, today. You don't need supplements or special diets. Just add more protein-rich foods like eggs, beans, fish, or lean meat and sip water throughout the day. Not just when you're thirsty. Sometimes it's not about doing more, it's about doing smarter, moving with purpose, eating with intention, paying attention to the small habits that slowly shape our bodies. For better or worse, you don't have to accept weakness as your future. You don't have to give in to that slow fading feeling. Your legs carried you through a lifetime and, with the right care, they can carry you for many more years to come. Now, let's keep going. There's more you can do to restore strength, stability, and confidence in your legs. One of the most overlooked reasons your legs may feel weaker with time is something that doesn't start in the legs at all, it starts in your nerves. You see, every muscle in your body is controlled by nerves, like wires running from your brain, through your spine and out to your arms and legs. When those wires misfire or the connection becomes weak, your muscles stop getting the right signals. They don't work as efficiently, or sometimes at all. This is especially common as we age, right? And even more so if there's diabetes, prediabetes, or poor circulation involved. Some people call it neuropathy. Others just say their legs feel numb, tingly, or disconnected. The truth is, when your nerves aren't firing right, your muscles shrink from underuse, and it doesn't matter how much walking you're doing. If your brain can't connect clearly with your legs, they start to decline. But here's the good news. Nerve health isn't out of your hands. Movement is actually one of the best ways to protect your nerves, especially movement that involves coordination, like slowly rising onto your toes and holding it, or carefully lifting one knee at a time while balancing with a chair. These movements tell your brain, hey, I need this pathway to stay strong. The more signals you send from brain to leg, the more alive and responsive that connection becomes. Another thing that affects this connection is inflammation. Chronic. Low-level inflammation is something that creeps up on us as we age, especially if we're dealing with stress, processed foods, poor sleep, or underlying conditions like arthritis. And when inflammation becomes part of your daily internal landscape, it can slowly damage tissues, including nerves and muscles. You might not feel sick, but your body is quietly working harder than it should, leaving you feeling tired, sore, and weaker than expected. That's why even small changes like cutting back on sugary drinks, packaged snacks, or fried foods can make a difference. These aren't just empty calories. They're fuel for inflammation. Swap in more colorful fruits and vegetables, or whole grains like oats and brown rice. Your body notices. It may not shout the results, but you'll start feeling the shift in how your legs recover after a walk, how steady you feel on your feet, how much energy you have by the afternoon. Let's also talk about something else that's surprisingly common, yet hardly ever mentioned when it comes to leg strength: breathing. Believe it or not, the way you breathe affects how strong and balanced you feel. When we take shallow, chest-level breaths all day long, which many of us do when we're stressed or sitting a lot, it limits oxygen flow, and your muscles especially. Your legs depend on oxygen to move and repair themselves. Take a moment now, wherever you are, and try this with me. Inhale slowly through your nose. Let your belly expand like a balloon. Hold it for a second. Then exhale gently through your mouth. Do that 3 or 4 times. That's how you feed your body with oxygen. That's how you remind your system to stay calm and energized. Breathing like that throughout the day can improve circulation, reduce tension, and help your muscles stay more alive and alert. You might be wondering, okay, but I don't want a complicated workout routine. I just want to feel steady again. And I get it. The goal isn't to turn you into an athlete. It's to help you feel stronger, safer, and more in control of your own legs. That doesn't take hours. It just takes the right kind of motion. Done. Regularly, one of my favorite leg strengthening movements is what I call the kitchen counter squat. You don't need weights or fancy equipment. Just stand behind your kitchen counter, hold on gently for balance, and lower yourself like you're about to sit in a chair behind you, then slowly rise back up. Don't rush it. Go as far down as you feel comfortable. You'll feel it in your thighs, your hips, and even your core. Do that 5 to 10 times a day, and you'll start to notice a difference. Not in a week maybe, but give it time. Your muscles will thank you, and don't underestimate the power of stretching. Tight muscles don't just feel stiff, they interfere with how we move. The hips in particular play a massive role in how your legs function. If they're tight, you start to compensate with other muscles. That throws off your balance, your stride, your stability. Spending just 5 minutes each morning doing gentle leg stretches maybe while holding onto the side of the bed or a chair can improve your posture. Ease tension and wake up those sleepy leg muscles. Now, let me say this loud and clear. Needing help to regain leg strength is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that your body is asking for more attention, and you're wise enough to listen. Every single person loses some muscle as they age, but not everyone does something about it. The fact that you're even here, watching this, says something powerful about you. You're not giving up. You're looking for answers, for solutions, for hope, and hope is real. Because even small improvements in leg strength can lead to big changes in your daily life. Maybe it means you don't feel the need to grab onto the railing every time you go downstairs. Maybe you can walk a little farther without needing to rest. Maybe you simply feel more confident, more upright, more you. It's not about going back in time. It's about moving forward with strength and grace. Let's keep that momentum going. There are still a few more shifts you can make that could truly transform how your legs feel, move, and support you each day. Now, if you've made it this far, you're already doing more for your legs than most people do in a lifetime, because the first step to real change is awareness. And when it comes to your legs, that awareness could be the very thing that keeps you independent, active, and living on your own terms for many more years to come. One of the final but incredibly important pieces of the puzzle is sleep. This good old-fashioned rest. You might not immediately link sleep with stronger legs. But here's the truth. Your muscles don't grow or repair themselves while you're moving. They do it when you're resting. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormones and repairs muscle fibers. Without enough quality sleep, your muscles, especially in your legs, don't fully recover. That means every step you take the next day might feel just a little heavier, a little less stable. If you're tossing and turning at night or waking up several times, you're not alone. Many people over 60 struggle with sleep, but even improving your bedtime routine just a little can make a noticeable difference. Try to turn off screens an hour before bed. Keep your room dark and cool, and avoid caffeine later in the day. These may seem like small things, but they can help your body get into that deep, healing sleep that muscles desperately need. Let's not forget the emotional side of all this. Because yes, your legs are made of muscles and nerves and blood vessels, but they also carry your emotions. When you feel unsteady on your feet, it can affect your confidence, your willingness to go out, your joy. Some people start to isolate themselves, skip social events, or stop traveling altogether, not because they don't want to, but because deep down, they don't trust their legs anymore. And that breaks my heart. Because you deserve to feel free. In your body, you deserve to feel strong enough to go wherever your heart wants to go, whether it's across the living room or across the world. The loss of leg strength isn't just about mobility, it's about freedom, identity, and the simple pleasure of moving without fear. That's why even the smallest victories matter. When you do 5 squats in the morning, or you hold your balance for 10 seconds longer than yesterday, that's not just exercise, that's a declaration. Quiet but powerful message that says, I'm not giving up on myself. You know what else people often overlook? Footwear. The shoes you wear every day can make a huge difference in how your legs feel. Too many people are walking around in shoes that are either too stiff, too loose, or simply not built for aging feet. Good shoes should support your arches, give your toes room to move, and help you stay grounded with every step. If your shoes are too worn down, or if the soles are slippery, it doesn't just put you at risk of falling, it changes your entire walking pattern. And that, over time, leads to more imbalance, more fatigue, more strain on your legs. So go ahead and check your shoes. If they're more than a year old, or if you notice one side of the sole is more worn than the other, it might be time to treat yourself to a new pair. Consider it an investment in your strength. Something as simple as better shoes can bring a noticeable lightness to your steps. There's one final message I want to leave you with. Your body may have changed, but your ability to care for it, to strengthen it, to reconnect with it, that power never left. You haven't missed your chance. You're not too late. You don't need to chase perfection. You just need to keep showing up, keep moving, and keep believing that your legs are capable of more than you've been told. It might take time. Some days will feel harder than others. You might feel discouraged now and then. But I promise you, this, if you stay consistent, if you stay kind to your body, if you keep showing up for it, it will show up for you. You will feel stronger. You will move more freely. You will start to notice changes in how you stand, how you walk, how you live. And when that happens, don't keep it to yourself. Share your experience. Tell a friend. Leave a comment. Inspire someone else who might be quietly struggling with the same thing. Because the more we talk about this, the more we remind each other that strength doesn't fade, just needs to be awakened. So if this video spoke to you, please take a moment to like. It tips more people see it. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and join this community of people who are choosing strength, courage, and vitality at every age. And remember, your legs have carried you through so much. They've stood through heartbreak, joy, work, loss, love, and everything in between. They may feel tired now, but with a little care, a little intention, and a lot of heart, they can carry you forward stronger, steadier, and with more purpose than ever before. Here's to living your best life on your own defeat, any age.